Hello, everybody. Let me know when somebody's out there and how this is sounding. Good day, everyone. It's an early or late morning stream here. Sort of a first of its kind for me. It's when I got time to do it, so here we are. Let me know how this is sounding, if you can hear the music. And yeah, let me know how it sounds. Hey Thais, you're back in, you're still in Japan, right? I've been meaning to drop you a line, but I've been watching some of your posts for sure. Hey Mazzy. I can't comment on being a breath of fresh air, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna go through something I've been trying to do every month. Sort of present some new releases I'm interested in and that I'm also coincidentally selling as a way to make a little bit of side cash, I guess. To really just afford to buy a few records, really, that's all it is. But there's sort of ones that I've picked through from a distributor, from Force Exposure, and ones that sort of appeal to me in some way, or obviously appeal to me, but also I think sort of represent stuff I'm into and things that you might like. So that's sort of the gist. This is, I guess, the third time I've done this. Sort of hard to pull together in a way, and I'm also taking a bit of a risk buying these things ahead of time. But I've sold some already, sort of through various channels, but I still largely have a bunch of things to sell. What's up, John? Sounding okay? I'll tell you what I'm playing right now. This is the new release on the Balmat label. Panoram, it's called. An artist I've been familiar with in name only. The artist is actually Raphael Martirani. And it's pretty lovely. Sort of living in that world of yeah, a bit of an ambient field recording, fourth world, you might say. It's called Great Times. If you've been following this label, you know that they all have this similar aesthetic, which I really like when labels tie things together, be it from, label design, titles, or yeah, artwork. Hey Jonas, what's up? Yeah, so this record, I am selling copies of this for, where's my little banner? I have banners pre-made for this purpose. I think it's like, most of the records are around $20 to $25. Yeah, this one is $25. So what else can I tell you about this? Panoram is technically the project name. I'm going to try to reference some either Discogs or just, the one sheet. Yeah, it's got electronic, it's that mashup of that world, Panoram, Raphael Martirani. Quite prolific, maybe some of you know. I mean, I've seen his name around. First record is from 2014. This is his first for Balmat. He's had records on Running Back, Incantations. Yeah, and it sounds like a Spanish artist, but I'm not 100% sure. And if anyone wants to do this, if anyone wants a copy, just throw it in the comments. And as we've been doing, I get in touch and we sort it out. But you can send the payment, via the banner I'm showing you there before. This is the 10th release on Balmat. Across 17 fragmentary sketch-like tracks, Panoram carves a labyrinth path in which nothing is what it seems, a fantasy world of breathy vox pads, faux guitar, detuned synths, bursts of flute, and orchestral percussion, and even the occasional cheeky cartoon sample. So, typical sort of hype. But a lovely album. I don't know. What does everybody think? Let's see if I can catch up on. Gotta catch up on comments. What's up, Drew? Sun signature I have. Tell me about that though. That is familiar in some way. Hey, Sean. So, ready for the reggae? I'm always ready for reggae in some shape or form. I don't think I have much reggae today. No. Anyway, Battlemat, its latest release, the 10th release, Panoram, Great Times. We'll listen to a little bit of this, and I'll show you the next thing. The next thing is a bizarre one. Yo, cool, nice. Thanks, Christoph. Yeah, the Battlemat label, I have one other record. I think everything I've checked out is always interesting and good. This one and then the other one, I'm just spacing on which one it was, are the ones I was sort of mostly drawn to. And this just came out. Let's see, what's the other record I have on the Battlemat label? I know the Rev has talked about Battlemat. Patricia Wolf, See Through, that's a nice one. So it is a Spanish label, that's what I thought, because it says in my notes, in my distributor notes, that it's UK. But apparently the Patricia Wolf See Through is, wow, no copies for sale on Discogs on that record, and it's actually sold for quite a bit. So I don't know that these records are necessarily limited. Maybe I think they make a fair amount of them, and yeah, but I guess that one, Patricia Wolf, has gotten pricey. Hey, Frank. Yeah. That sounds like solid hype to you, right? Bristled flutes. Is that what I said? Did I say bristled flutes? Is that really a word I read? Is that? Oh, bursts of flute. Because that's extra hypey. Oh, Elizabeth Fraser from the Cocktail Twins. Yes, that's why I knew of it. Yeah. You know, this is a very loose thing. It's really more about talking about new records. I know a lot of you are always looking for new records, and not to mention old ones. But it's fun to get it, you know, to discover what's out there, and it's actually quite difficult. You know, there's been various channels and streams that have dedicated themselves to trying to narrow down the playing field of new records coming out, because it's very hard. I have a hard time with it. So I thought this is a good way to sort of focus on a small pile of records that you may enjoy, and if you so much enjoy, you can purchase them for me or buy them elsewhere. I don't give a damn. But I do have some copies and can get more in many cases, so let me know. Just chime in, email me. It is quite cinematic. All cool cats. Nice Lee Perry there. So, I'm going to take this off in a second and get into some other things. Yeah, the one I've sort of showed and the little short I did in the videos of the Charles Gale Milford Graves box set. I've ordered a bunch of those, and I have a few left to sell. We'll get into that in a second. Thanks, Drew. Okay. I think that's a good place to end right there. We won't spend too long on each record. I mean, we could, unless everyone wants to hear more. And actually, I teased that I have some records from my collection, some used records, some original pressings. I'm going to show you what those are right now. In case there's anyone out there that wants to really, is really interested in those records, I'll show you what those are now so you know later what I'll be selling. Well, let me put on the next record even. We got something to listen to. This next one is a bit of a bizarre one. It's a New York-based art collective, experimental sort of art rock collective called History of Unheard Music. And what this is it's sort of a compilation, not really. Technically, it would be a compilation, but they were like a New York, like I said, a little group, little troupe, you might say, kind of I wouldn't say quite the same thing as the Los Angeles Free Music Society, but sort of in that mode. This has got a Residence feel to it. But they mainly put out a couple of tapes and one LP from 1987. And this has got mostly stuff from, I think, the tapes and then some from the LP. So it's meant as like a bit of a primer for this group. This is like a silk, not quite silk screen, but sort of a matte textured cover. And here they are. I don't know if anyone knows this group. But let me bring up my little banner on that. Let's play this, and I'll show you the used records I'm selling. Now, this is interesting. A brown paper inner sleeve. What does everybody think about that? I personally like it. I like paper inner sleeves. They don't have to be lined. I like the thicker paper, sometimes the black ones. I don't like a straight plastic inner sleeve. I'm not really into these. I mean, I guess they're okay. The sort of hazy, thicker plastic that is coming in a bunch of the new records. I can't stand just straight plastic, and I don't like the basic rounded paper ones. I'll take a lined one, but I do like a nice thick paper. We could talk about inner sleeves all day. I'm sure some have. Let's see. I played this yesterday some. This is odd. Odd in a good way. Let's see. Yeah. About the Panoram. Cinematic Orchestra. Did I? I'm not sure. Yeah, Marius. So it's basically, you can see below, it's all PayPal friends and family. I just put a price on each record. I have a small amount of copies on each one. And it's like that. The used records, I'm assuming you're talking about. They'll be, I'm not going to do auction on those. They're just going to be name your price. Nothing too expensive. Anyway, this is it. This is a history of Unheard music. And it's got a dub feel to it. I don't know how well you can hear the music. You should be able to hear that pretty well. But there's definitely a post-industrial dub, a little bit of a Cabaret Voltaire kind of feeling. I do have some jazz records here today. This is Mike. I actually was hoping to hop on the stream last night, but Friday night is always intense family happenings. I will soon. So, yeah, this one's gonna run you $25, and the title is "Hear Us Again for Whatever Reason." And I'll just give you the quick deal on this, and then I'll sort of tease those records that are coming up. Lower Manhattan, founded by the absolute dawn of the '80s founders Books Williams, Charlie Mendoza, and Bayo Morales. Group combined individual and common interests in music from all periods of all cultures, active analytic listening, state-of-the-art music technology, and low-tech devices. This features a selection of tracks from the 84 to 85 hidden tapes and LP Drop It on Harmonic Ranch, as well as Chapter 1 on Rock Garage Records. So it is a bit of a comp, but much of this is only on tape. A good way to sort of get into this, so hopefully you can hear that pretty well. Yeah. There it is. It's the title's on the back. So let's listen to this. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Fontello bass. Nice. Oh, I was. Hope it was nice. Yeah, I thought you might like that, Sean. But here's the little pile of used records I will sell at the end of the stream. Just to tease this. I just want people to sort of see what I have here, in case you're interested. I do have, it is mostly jazz. It's only about 78 records. Jamil Moondock Sextet. This is a nice LP on Soul Note. This will be $20. I know Khan Jamal is on this, and this is readily pretty gettable. The Archie Shepp live in San Francisco. This is a early 70s press. Here's one that's a bit of a tough one to find. I got lucky finding this when I did, but it's presenting Red Mitchell on contemporary. That is the first deep groove, mono. Condition's not great, but it actually plays quite well. We'll get into that. Red Mitchell. This Head record, this is cool. I'm just gonna part with it, I think. This is I always forget his name. It's the one-off record by Nick Reykjavik, who did records under his own name. But this is a heavy-duty space, cosmic, sort of trippy psych record. It's not really psych though. It's more sort of like, you know, head trip type thing. It's not rock per se. So I'll be selling that. This is so out of left field. When was the last time anyone talked about Screaming Jay Hawkins? I actually have 2 copies of this. I like this album. It's good. It's fun. It's on the Phillips label. It's What That Is. I haven't listened to this in forever, and so I'm gonna sell it. And I have 2 copies. So, oh yeah, about the history of Unheard music. So Screaming Jay. Post-punk record, Normal Hawaiians. I believe this is their first LP on, I think it's on Recommended. We'll talk about that. The title on this one is What's Going On? A German sort of industrial late kraut record, more of a synth record, pyrolator, synthesizer, some original pressing. These are all original pressings. This one I am not going to sell. Mike, tell me if you know this one. I put it on to see if I wanted to sell it. I priced it and graded it and everything, but it's too good. Prince Lachey on Bird's Eye. I'm showing it though. This has got Kenneth Nash, Roy McGurty, Hubert Eves, and Ron Carter from 1974. Recorded live at Berkeley Jazz Festival Volume 2. I'm showing it though because you can. This is a clean copy. I was going to charge $40 for it. You can get this for around $30, I think, $30, $35. I highly recommend this. If anyone, I don't know if anyone knows it. Not seldomly seen, I don't think, but it's not that expensive. I think I paid like $40 or $50 for it. Great label. So I'm just showing this so that you guys hip it, check it. So I will get to these at the end of this presentation of new records. Again, we are listening to the history of Unheard music. I'm hitting you with a ton of info, and hopefully you can keep up with me. So yeah, I have to almost take out one headphone. I don't even need the headphones technically until someone actually joins me. Maybe I'll put the link out if someone wants to join me too. So yeah, what are they playing on this? They're playing all kinds of stuff. I should make it a little louder, I think. Indeed there is. So this is Hear Us Again for whatever reason. $25 if anyone wants it. And of course, you can always email me later, and we can decide. You can, if you're thinking about it, we can work it out later on. Give this another minute. And I will throw out the link in case anyone wants to hang and talk through these with me. Why not? Don't feel like you have to. We can just sit here and stare at each other too. I just realized I should have one. I had the earbuds in. I can't really hear what's playing. I have a very sort of, the way my house is set up, my listening room, I don't really have a space to set up like a studio per se. But there's plans for something like that. So maybe down the road, I have something more sort of dynamic. Pull out this insert again. This is basically what's on the one sheet, but the label on this is, I think it's Les Giants. Less Giants. Yeah, Les Giants, an Italian label. This is the kind of stuff I really like. Hopefully you guys are hearing that okay. Alright, we're going to play that jazz box next. I have, you know, I have a bunch of other cool records I hope to show early next week. Some other major pieces I was able to get. Thanks to doing a lot of these sales and making room and doing purging. We'll get into that. Here's where I kind of feel like there's that resonance thing happening. A bit, anyway. It's sort of tough to narrow down where they're coming from, but it certainly comes from the art rock, post-punk, you might say, feel. Okay. Done. Yeah, I do. But I'm at this point. I used to work there, like basically full time years ago. Then I was part time. Now I'm there a couple days a week for like. I work there about 8 hours a week, but I help out doing web and website stuff. I'm there basically just to collect a little credit for records. I have full time work at Cornell. Yeah, okay. My reggae, yeah, it's all over here. Like I have a lot of punk, post-punk, and then all the bottom is all reggae. So, alright, so we're gonna get into this now. This box set. I don't know how many have gotten this or if anyone's gotten this yet. It's a few weeks out now. It's on the Black Editions label. This is great. I think this is great. Weibo. 1991. Milford Graves, Charles Gale, William Parker. And this is a triple LP. This one will end up being reflected in the price, of course. $60. But reproduction of the flyer. There's I won't take it out. There's a whole packet of photos, and then you have custom inner sleeves, which, you know, obviously the cover looks almost like Jackson Pollock or something, but notes on the back of all the custom inner sleeves. There's Arthur Blythe. Did I say? No, that's Gale's. That's Charles Gale and William Parker. Milford Graves passed away, what, a couple years ago now. Almost looks like Arthur Blythe, but Arthur Blythe was on the Children of the Forest release, I believe. Yeah, so let's play. I guess we'll play the first disc. Yeah, this is an interesting one. I was asking Stunty if he knew this one, because this felt like one that would be way up his street. I haven't been able to pop onto the Stunty stream recently. It's just these basic labels there. You didn't like my inner sleeve, my inner sleeve feeling. I sometimes something about just a nice straight paper sleeve appeals to me. But that said, when I pressed my own record, I got lined. I paid for lined poly-lined sleeves. So what the hell am I talking about? All right. So here we are with the Charles Gale, Milford Graves, William Parker. And I don't know if this thing's streaming or not. I forgot to check. Perhaps someone knows and wants to put it out there. But Yeah, the Children of the Forest. Yeah, so if you were into the Children of the Forest, I would think you'd be all about this. This is of course much later, 1991. But that doesn't really like change the intensity or sort of. If you were into the 75 recordings or late 70s, you're gonna love this too. It's almost timeless. It is timeless. This will not be, easy drinking music, as you know. No, don't tell me you got Mellow Candle too. This one might be a little loud now. No, the Mellow Candle, I'd even take a reissue of that at this point, but that has not been gettable. It's not way up there for me, but it's very good. It's really good. Irish psych folk. I don't think I have any psych folk today, Jason. Yes. I did get those too. I never showed those on the channel, but I did get those reissues. Just because I'll never get those originals. That's my focus, as I've been discussing on this channel, it's always been original pressings, but as you know, as you've probably seen, I've been shifting reissues, which by the way, there'll be another batch of those. I'm working on that. That'll be a few weeks away. So, yeah, beautiful cover, beautiful box. June 7, 1991, of course, Milford Graves. I get the sense that Black Editions will be putting out a lot of Milford Graves related recordings. I get the sense that this is just the start. East Houston, New York City. That's basically the Lower East Side, Avenue B, Alphabet City. I've given this a very short listen a few days ago, so I'm basically hearing it for the first time. That is saxophone, Drew, okay? That is Charles Gale. That is the sound of the tenor saxophone. I'll open up these photos, why not? Actually, I will not, because someone's going to end up buying this probably, and it's sort of sealed, so I think there's photographs in this. It's basically sealed, so I won't open it. But yeah, beautiful. I don't know if you can tell, but it's sort of a paste-on slick here. You can see it's sort of glossy. I should find out who did the. Let's see if I can find out who did the artwork. Other than Drew, who I guess doesn't dig it. What else does everybody think about this? I love the artwork. Oh, Alan Licht wrote the liner notes, by the way. Cover art in the, let's see. Yeah, this is from the collection of Milford Graves, his archive, basically. Kevin Gray cut the lacquers, just saying. Produced by Peter Kolovos and Michael Ehlers. Cover art and inner details, Jeff Schollinger. Which I guess he made. I guess he was doing this artwork. It sounds like he was making this art as the recordings were happening. And then the Milford Graves Gong portrait is Tatiana Graves. Granddaughter of Milford Graves. So, family affair here. What's up, Shane? Yeah, this is live. Recorded at that club, Weibo, June 7th and 8th, 1991. So it is live. Again, you can get this, I think it's out there. If you'd like to get it from me, tax, I will ship it to you. I've shipped these out to a couple of people already. Like I said, I bought a small pile. But anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of notes on this, and it's just a really beautiful package. And Kevin Gray cut the lacquers, guys. Really interesting. I think a lot of people, saxophone is certainly not my least favorite. And I know I've heard other people mention this, and it's ironic because I'm a guitar player, but my least favorite instrument in jazz is guitar. I just, unless it's Sonny Chirac. I mean, I like a lot of early jazz too, don't get me wrong. I don't just like the more experimental stuff, but jazz guitar, like, Grant Green and things like that, Wes Montgomery, doesn't totally interest me. I appreciate it, but it doesn't totally interest me. I love flute, bass clarinet, and yeah, I like the tuba even in jazz. Yeah, I get that too. Sometimes you're buying it's an art piece. It's a time capsule. So I get that too, and that's kind of part of the draw with this package to me is just the layout and the design. So we'll give this a few more minutes. I have something completely different next. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday morning. I plan to go till about 1, I think. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Sheets of sound and color. Yeah, bass clarinet. I mean, Dolphy, I basically just talked about Dolphy right there. Flute, bass clarinet. I'm going to roll this back neatly. Again, if you're interested, this is $60. Or get in touch with me at a later time. This is on the Black Editions label, who has been mostly known for doing the Japanese and the PSF reissues, but they've also, I believe, gotten access to the Milford Graves archive. So these inners, just so you know, since we're talking about plastic sleeves and things, they are lined with those type of plastic inners, which I don't love. I don't know. But at least they're not just, the paper, what do you call it? Inner sleeves, just without any plastic. Hold on, I actually hear this video is on in the other room. I'm just going to mute that. Okay, I don't know if anyone was picking up on that, but I just realized it. So, next. Okay. I'm gonna guess we could sample another one, Marius. I don't know about that. Or I should say, it probably is will reign. You know, why don't we do a quick needle drop of record 2? It's probably going to be along the same lines. Let's do a quick side C. And there's no titles to the tracks, by the way. It's just C1, C2, C3, D1. I'm guessing there are some shorter tracks. Maybe that's maybe just Milford doing a percussion piece. Let's find out. Here we go, some yelling. I'll talk about the next record I'm going to show for sale. I haven't seen anyone discuss this yet. This is another sort of entry point for Portuguese music, experimental music. It's called Atlantic Mavericks. And it's a double LP of sort of underground or composers, experimental music from Portugal, spanning many years. So it's a compliment, but a real nice way to sort of dive into that section of music, that era of music. All right. Applause. Sounds like a relatively big but small club. Definitely a small club. Okay, cool. Drum Dance to the Motherland is an essential piece of music. I do have the reissue of that, the Conjamal album. I used to have the first reissue of that. I actually sold that on one of the streams, a stream I did once. But yes, that Conjamal album is a knockout. I have it over there. Over there. Okay. Again, let's just say if anyone's interested, just get in touch with me. Or you can go ahead and send the money right here, right now. But that was the Weibo, Charles Gale, Milford Graves, William Parker, live 1991. Alright, so let's play, I'll tell you a little bit about this release. Double album on the Glossy Mistakes label. It's just called Atlantic Mavericks. It's subtitled, does it have a subtitle? I thought it did. Yes. A Decade of Experimental Music in Portugal, 1982 to 1983. And I got, I was sort of digging around in Portugal when it came to the Nuno Canavara record, which I showed on my targeted list, big video there. But this one, let me bring up the info. This one's $35, double album. I don't really know this label, Glossy Mistakes, but sometimes it appeals to me to buy a comp when it's like a subsection of a specific scene in it, that would be really hard to sort of source all those records. Here's the artist. Telektu is on here. Victor Rua. Heard of him. Luis Chilia. Heard of him. The rest of them not really that familiar with. Palladium. So, this is what we're talking about now. Atlantic Mavericks. I think this has an insert booklet. That's what we have here. pamphlet style booklet. So it's going to be different, you know, every song is going to be a little different, every piece. This is a new release, but technically I guess it came out in 2023. Maybe just got to these shores. Anyway. Thoughts, folks, thoughts. Everything's sounding okay. I'm seeing my Wi-Fi. I gotta address the Wi-Fi here, but seeing it's a little unstable. Hopefully everything sounds okay. I'm assuming someone will shout at me if not. So now we're hearing Nuno Rebello. That one I don't know, but I've got some Suzanne Ciani. Bleep, Archaic, Waltz, don't know this comp. What country is that from, John? Nice. Yeah, I don't know if this whole thing is going to be chill. We'll see. Probably not. But Portugal has... I've always wanted to go. It's a beautiful place, obviously. Maybe the music is reflective of that. It's a double album. Booklet is all in Portuguese, it looks like. No, that's not true. English here. So it's, you know, you can read all about it. Chilia. Chilia. Telectu, of course. We've heard a lot about Telectu from our friend Stunty. Picture's blurry, that's a bummer. Online, yeah. I gotta adjust my Wi-Fi, folks. Sorry about that, hopefully it clears up. That's from the Bleed comp, I guess. Alright. This is Victor Rua and Carlos Zingaro now coming up. This sounds nice, a little bit of an ohm. What's up, Romuald? Romuald, how are you, man? Gonna be in Montreal in August 10th through the 12th. We'll talk. This is all remastered for vinyl, by the way. 83 to 93. You know, I haven't looked up these individual tracks. I'm gonna guess some of them could be CDs since it goes to 93. I didn't get a chance to look it up with each artist, but this is A3 again. Victor Ruan, Carlos Zingaro. Alright. The next one we're going to do is a little bit more in the contemporary music, we'll say. This is a record on the Efficient Space label. I believe these are all sold out. I only have one copy of this. It's called the Blisks. No E on the end of the Blisks. I believe they're Australian because this label is Australian, Efficient Space. But not 100% sure. I'll have to look them up. This one is going to be a little bit more of a modern electro, post-punk, dub. Different kind of feel. And yeah, a little on the poppy side, we'll say. Mutant strain of melodica dub. Let's check it out. Alright, again, these records are available post-stream, you know, until I sell them. They will be available, of course. Just a small selection of things that I find interesting, as I said. So that was Atlantic Mavericks, a decade of experimental music in Portugal, 82 to 93. And this is the Blisks Alexa on Efficient Space. See what y'all think of this one. Y'all. So awkward the way I'm putting on records here. Easy for me to do the wrong thing. So this group has been around. This is brand new release on Efficient Space. Melodica dub, it says hip-hop breaks, post-punk and procession song. Ritualistic, otherwise known as, they're calling themselves ritualistic ambient. But yeah, they are from Sydney. I wonder if Big Star knows these guys. Their first record was in 2022, so I guess this is their second album. Speaking of Cocktail Twins a bit earlier, this definitely has a 4AD vibe to it. I've only got one copy of this. I mean, my distributor sold out of this record, so just saying. Mastered by Mikey Young, a big name in Australia for producing and mastering. I like this cover actually too. It is still in the shrink for now. This has definitely got an 80s feel to it. No insert or anything. Straight Blisks. And I got a couple more more new records, and then we'll take the next bunch of time, go through those used records I talk about for my own personal collection. Hey Chris, what's going on? You've been traveling around, right? Milwaukee? I'm sure finding records along the way. We're going to hear this one for a bit, and then I'm going to show you, I played, well, we'll talk about it in a second. Won't get ahead of myself. How is everybody out there, by the way? Some of you have been telling me what you've been listening to. How about drop me a couple of comments here. What's everybody digging this week? I know that's a stupid question, really, because we're all constantly taking in so much music, but if you feel like it, since we're talking new records. This is the track I heard. That last one I was like, that sounds way poppier than I remember. About COVID, eh? Isn't it funny how this is just, COVID is just now a little bump in the road. I mean, I'm sure not for everybody. I shouldn't say that, but I've had it a couple of times now. Been a crap week, yeah. See that. Again, this is what we're listening to. There's the melodica. I actually, believe it or not, as a youngin', one of the early Warped Tours I went to, and it was with Kid Rock. It was just before he had his hit, but he was like signed and everything. It's of course when he had what's his name, Joe C. And that was certainly the shock value of that dude, Joe C, getting on stage and sort of rapping and being, vulgar and all that. But I remember the reaction of kids. I was probably, I don't know, I must have been 18, 19, Warped Tour. I remember the reaction being somewhat perplexed, even amongst like kids, to Kid Rock. Alright, I'm going to pull this in a moment. I'm going to do two more records that are new, and then I have a few others I'll just mention briefly, so whoever's watching this later can always contact me. And hopefully the picture setting are looking a little better now. Alright. This is another, here's the dub vibe now. I love dub. I love dub across all kinds of music, really. So that's the vibe on the Blisks from Australia, from Sydney. And the next one I played on my my long ass video about my 2024 record, targeted records. So I'm going to play a little bit of it, a little more right now, because I'm really enjoying Lee Underwood, California Sigh, a record that only came out as a tape. Let's play side 3. This is a double album. Came out as a tape only. Drag City has just reissued this for the first time on the 12-inch format. There's Lee Underwood. somebody that played guitar with Tim Buckley. It talks all about it here. He was cited as Spider John Kerner and Mississippi John Hurt sort of influence. Steve Roach, the new age jazz pianist or composer, is on this record. So this is a cool one. If you saw that video that I did, I played a bunch of it. So this is nice. I love Q65. Yeah. I don't have any originals yet. I have a... Did I sell it? Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait, didn't you buy Q65, Chris? I know you bought a bunch of reissues from me. I sold a reissue of Q65. Maybe you didn't buy that one. Somebody did. Somebody bought it. But yeah, they're awesome. Dutch. So yeah, it mentions some of the sort of Windham Hill artists on here. I think it does live in that territory a little bit, but I find it a little more interesting than your classic Windham Hill, you know, William Ackerman, Alex DeGrassi. Anyway, I have a copy of this for sale. If anyone is interested. Solo guitar, but it's not all solo. Steve Roach does synthesizer, Kevin Brahani does synth and soprano sax on track, Chaz Smith, you may have heard of, does some pedal steel on a song, and it is produced by Steve Roach with Lee Underwood. It's from 1988. And a lovely cover. Some Sam Gendel. So many records, Gendel. And I don't think I know that More Mother. I've heard More Mother. I've mainly heard her earlier solo records, and of course I've heard, you know, her Universal Entanglements, her group, her free jazz group. It's not Universal Entanglements. Somebody correct me. I should know this. Listening to California Sigh here. We're going to play one other record and then we'll move on to those used records if anyone's interested. We can play some of the used records too. So yeah, Lee Underwood played with Tim Buckley, and he was a writer. Let's see, he was on, yeah, they talk about him playing on Star Sailor. In the early 70s, Lee stopped working as a professional musician and focused on writing. He was the West Coast editor for Downbeat from 75 to 81, by which time he had also become interested in electronic music and the new age genre. So he moved to Northern California, and he ended up working and recording this record in 1988 with the help of Steve Roach, Chad Smith, Kevin Brahani. Yeah. The synth washes by Steve Roach definitely give the proceedings a new age grounding, but that term no longer carries the stigma it once did, which is true. The soprano sax track is great. I should find that. Let's see. The Other Side of Sunny, that's actually on this side. Let's hear a little bit of that so you get a little... There it is. So I don't know, this time I guess might be some part for some people to tune in. That's why I'll keep this stream up and you people will check it out. My life is just so... It's pretty busy. I know everyone's life is busy. It's hard from organizing my kids' schedules, and I can't seem to find a good consistent time to do streams. Plus I try to not do the streams when other people are doing them. I try to not interfere with, as far as that I know. I know, Romeo, you do a stream on Saturday. I've not been able to tune in recently, but... Yeah, I'm a big fan of Basho and Fahey, of course, so this kind of thing really appeals to me. Although it is certainly a little more in the sort of new age kind of slick vibe, but I dig it. Dedicated with love and respect to my late wife, Sonia Crespi. Best friend, high inspiration, lady of the streams. Again, this is the first vinyl pressing. So this is the first press right here. Alright. The next one is an Italian avant-garde record. This is definitely avant-garde, but this is an ambient record. Walter Maioli of Futuro Antico. He's done a bunch of recordings on his own. He was also in what's the name of it? He was in another group before Futuro Antico that was quite rare to find those records. But Maioli, this is Cavern Sonor. I'll tell you about this in a second. Well, this is the last one that I'll do in this format. Yeah, Walter Maioli was in Actuala, as well as a bunch of other groups, but Futuro Antico is the one most people know him for. So there it is, the Lee Underwood again. So that is on Drag City, just released. Alright, it's a double album. And this last one, this one is a $27 record, Walter Maioli. It is called Cavern Sonore. Cavern Sonore. And like I said, he had just cassettes mainly, it looks like. No, he did have one record from that was a reissue. So, you know, Walter Maioli had mainly tapes. It was mainly sort of, experimental producer using the cassette medium as his release of choice. But, you know, some of that stuff is finally starting to get the LP reissue. And this one, let's see, this first came out in 2006. I think it is. No, that's not true. It's recordings between 85 and 2002. Now, what is going on here? Well, let me put it on. This is a fascinating record. Walter Maioli, Cavern Sonor. So he's literally in the caves, and he's using the cave as an instrument. Playing the cave. Okay. Cuckoo. 500 copies, Black Sweat. I don't know if anyone's discussed this record yet, but it's quite interesting. It is certainly minimal. Does come with this lovely booklet. Tells you the whole story, and he's literally, there he is in the cave. He's using the cave as a found sound. So yeah, we recorded between 85 and 2002 in the Torano and Borgia and the Varezzi caves, Italy. Okay, so 2006 it did come out as a CD. 2006. This is the first time this is on vinyl, and this is on, like I said, Black Sweat. It's a split release with Holidays Records. 500 copies of this one, $27. So yeah, there's a whole interview here. That's like a track by track breakdown in Italian and English with Walter Maioli's notes. And he talks about how he does each of these tracks. The constant dripping of water carries calcium carbonate. Yeah, so I think he's stalagmites, stalactites. I always have a hard time with that word. And stalagmites rising from the ground. That's like all the sharp edges that you see. Stalagmites and stalactites, right? Crazy. This is a crazy record. What a insane thing. So as I said, quite sparse and minimal. Has anyone heard this yet? Stunty, you heard this yet? And here's a map. I guess, yeah, this is a map. I think, anyway, of where these caves are in Italy. Ah. Francois Bale. Jeta. So not exactly a brand new idea, though I can't imagine many have done it. But certainly, from a sound perspective, from a natural sound, I'm sure many have noted that the cave can carry those qualities. So yeah, Walter Maioli from the Actuala band, from Futuro Antico. Hopefully you've heard those records. Those are fascinating records as well. As we move into another piece. Cavern Sonore. Caverne Sonore. Anyway, that's the last one I'm going to present as a new record. I also have a few copies left of the latest Dirty 3 album. If anyone's interested, drop me a line. As well as Volume 2 of Wednesday Knutson. I'll put all of these as notes in the description for the stream later, that you can sort of get in touch with me with the prices if you're interested. And yeah, holler at me. Never. I have a bias to Italians, sure, but I love French too. You know, I grew up somewhat fascinated in France and the French culture. That thing doesn't work. Remember the trackpad? My son was trying to take my computer. You can take it. I think you need the mouse.
You would edit this, right?
No, you need the mouse for that though.
Okay, you're not editing this.
No, I think the mouse is in there.
Wait, what's the Wait, is this live?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a bit embarrassing now.
It's fine. You can barely hear, but this is still the Maioli. Alright, I'm going to show you those used records that I have for my collection. We're going to sell if you want, if anyone's interested. No, there will be no edits. I can't edit. Just excuse me while I... Hold on a minute. This is how my life is. Multiple... Here, just close that window. Alright. Andorra's Revenge. What's up? Yeah, so... Let's play a little bit of this, and I'll, you know, we don't have too many people on the stream. I don't know if anyone's going to be interested in these records, but I said I would sell them, so I'm not selling this when I talked about this, but everyone should find this right now. This is about a $30 record, the Prince Lachey on Bird's Eye. I decided to keep that. I talked about that earlier, so maybe we'll play a little of these. I'm going to put the link out there if anyone wants to join. And we can play some of these as well. Maybe we'll play this to start because it's good, sort of good ambiance. 1 second, let me change this record. Yeah, the Walter Maioli is a fascinating one. This one's it's all tight. Had really beautiful weather this week, which has been nice. Here it is once again. Cavern Sonore. So that's my, we spent a little over an hour on those new records. I'm going to play, we're selling this copy of Head, Nick Racevic, self-titled. It's really, basically 3 tracks of just sort of like acid LSD excursions. It's on the Buddha label, which is, I guess, somewhat appropriate, but mostly known for Beefheart. What's up, sir?
Hello.
How are you? I missed your stream
I'm
last
okay.
night.
Sorry?
I missed your stream last night.
Oh, it was a good one.
They're all good, right?
Yeah, but when 2 hours and a half passed, and it feels like it was only an hour, it's pretty
That's a good
good.
sign.
Yeah.
That's a very good sign. Do you know this Head?
Yeah. There's like 4 LPs of him. What's his name? Nick something?
Racevic, yeah. The other
Yeah.
records are all under his name, but this is
Yeah,
the
but
only one that's
that's
under.
that's him. There's 2
Yeah.
pressings of that. There's a private press, I think, or semi-private, and another one. Which one is
Oh,
this?
right. This is just self-titled. This is the first one. Is this the one that there's a private press of? Is that right? I gotta find that.
It's fun. It's fun records. A little
Yeah.
noodly, but
Yeah, you're mainly getting this for the entire thing. Oh, right. Yeah, there is another version of this. I gotta figure that out real quick. It's kind of confusing. And the other records are on a different label.
yeah,
Narco
exactly.
Records.
Yeah,
Head.
it's a pretty cool name
He's
for a
got
label.
an alias as a number. That's what it is. The number
Exactly.
band.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I think Alex, we talked about this at some point.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I got these records 20, 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There was a little hype for 20 people around the world around these. Wow, no fucking way. Alex,
very
nice.
Good. Let the negotiations begin.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I am selling this record for $25 if anyone's interested. So these sleeves are always like VG, so that's what this is. It's a VG Plus record. That's what we're listening to right now.
Did I ask you why you're selling this one?
Well, I think it's because I have records that sort of do a similar thing for me in this sort of style.
That's a good reason. That's a good reason.
Yeah, there's no records here I don't. Well, I can't say that for sure. There's certainly records here that I'm probably not even aware that I don't like anymore. I haven't listened to them in a while, but this is one that I really enjoy, but maybe doesn't feel like I have to have this around. And I'm also just I'm trying to offer a few things out there to people that are interesting that maybe someone will appreciate.
I must say though, that if it's the music in the background, I like it more than I remember liking it.
Oh yeah. Did you have it at some point? You sold it?
Oh, I have it. I still have it.
So you still have it?
Yeah, I have the 4. Yeah, this kind of stuff, I don't really part from it. You never know when it's gonna be impossible to find again.
So I shouldn't sell it?
No, if you feel like you should, then you should.
Well, I know Chris is a fan of this record, and Racevic, we've talked about him. It's basically this type of thing throughout. That sort of sparkly keyboard or synth.
Yeah, but
turns up a lot.
Yeah, but what I like about it when I listen to it now is there's the constant bass drone in the background that kind of keeps it all together. When a lot of these records don't have that.
This is the one, yeah. It basically is all about this is all. What does it say? Where does it say it? Oh yeah. Inside you will find something colorful to do with your hands while you're listening to this album.
Mm-hmm.
It's an acid record essentially.
Yeah, but it's also There's the home drone.
Yeah, I personally love that. So
Yeah, you
maybe I
should
should keep
keep
it.
it.
Maybe that's what this is about. This is convincing me to sell my own or keep my own records.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Futura
my
Antico is
mission.
fantastic. You know, sometimes I go through and pull things out impulsively. Like, oh, I haven't listened to this in a long time. Maybe I don't need it, but I don't actually end up listening to it. I just decide maybe I don't need it. But I got this only a few years ago, so you know, I got this here at the store. So I sometimes I feel like maybe I'll see it again too. Sometimes
Yeah, I think that
I'm okay with just letting records go, and if it comes back, it comes back.
you know what though. For me, it's there's records you haven't listened to for quite a while. So why do you have them? Well,
Yes.
first they're good, and then there will be an interaction with someone like we're having right now that puts the records back on the table.
Sure. I mean, for me, my interest was mostly like for that reason as well as doing radio and pulling out different things to play on the show, as well as DJing, as I know you know. I'm not currently doing that right now, so maybe I'm feeling like I can let some things go like that, but no big deal. I'm always looking to build up credit to buy other things, of course. So,
How, maybe we talk about that privately, but like I was wondering how big is your credit is right now.
well, no, I paid back all of my debt. Was what the key
No, no,
was.
no, no. I mean your credit, your record buying build up credit. You know the money that
Yeah.
no one knows you have.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. Because so I made my so I'm going to Den Bosch this year for sure
Mm-hmm.
in
It's the
November.
weekend after the New York Fair, WFMU. One
Yeah.
week
Do you think
later.
I should do both?
I do. I do.
Then that
I know a
means I
place where
need
you could stay even.
to. Yeah, well, that means I should double my budget though,
I would think so. I would think
and
so.
also like try to not die of exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd pull it off, but I'm always interested in making the trip out there to Europe.
If
That
I
is.
come to double FMU, will you come to Den Bosch?
We're gonna write this in blood here.
Yeah, see, it is the Faustian bargain.
Hmm. Let's
We
talk.
have it on
Let's talk.
we have it on video,
Yeah.
almost like an exploding brain, almost.
Yeah. Not literally. Anyway, I'll present another record here. I'm gonna sell. This one I can certainly recommend. Again, another one that is, I think someone else might have shown this at some point. Maybe it was Alex, but it features Khan Jamal, the Jamel Moondoc. You know this one?
Yeah.
Sextet.
What do you think of it?
It's very good. Again, very good. Um, I think there's a little bit of vocal on this that maybe I didn't love, but it's subtle. It's like sort of like, you know, accents. Roy Campbell, Jamel Moondoc, Khan Jamal,
All
William
good
Parker,
musicians.
Dennis Charles, Ellen Christie. She's the one doing the voice from 1981.
Yeah. The first William Parker record I have is a trio with Ellen Christie. I think it's on Soul Jazz or Soul Note or something like that.
Probably still know that's this one. So
It's the one with the white cover and the picture in it on it. Super
don't
cheap
know.
record.
This is the only Moondoc I have.
Mm.
This is Constanze's Delight. And by the way, the other Nick Reykjavik records, I never see those. I never see them. I've seen this one a few times. Which I'm assuming they're all pretty similar. So let's pull this.
Put my glass on and I see Chris is pulling a Lloyd Miller vibe here.
Yes. Oh yeah, he is. He's got a new image there. Very
Yeah.
good.
It's Lloyd Miller, right?
Yeah.
Must be.
Yeah. I believe it is. So.
Or
let's
maybe
put it-
it's like the guy who inspired Lloyd Miller, and Chris has just discovered him and is about to put knowledge
That
on
could be.
us.
It could be. He's always good for that knowledge. So yeah,
So you know how I tend to jinx my biggest finds on your stream or stuff like that when I talk about stuff that I'm about to get
well,
and like,
I I don't personally subscribe to that jinx, Stunty. So
well,
I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you're putting it out into the world in a way that's going to come back your way. It's going to come around.
mm.
That's
Yeah,
my
I'm
theory.
getting I'm getting normally in my top 10 records the oldest one from that list. I'm getting now.
The very first, the oldest one you've added to the top 10 list. Your own top
Yeah,
10.
there's records that have been on that list maybe even longer, but that I've already got. This one is, yeah, the record I've been really hardcore after for the longest time.
It's on its way, or you got it?
The payment is on its way.
It's not like that Japanese record that we won't name, right?
No, hopefully not. And it's not jazz, so no one cares. People only care about jazz.
I mean, mainly. That's why we're playing this, right? Part 1 of Part 2. This is a 22-minute track. Again, Khan Jamal is featured on this.
See,
Roy
yeah,
Campbell,
I agree with
Parker.
you. Like this kind of vocals, if you were in the room, that's nice. That adds energy. On the record,
Mhm.
maybe we don't need that.
You hear it okay?
Yeah.
I don't remember it being like constantly all over this record, but here I am trying to sell this record. I don't think we're doing it any favors, but it's certainly worth your time, I think. It's not like this is a total disaster or anything. It's actually quite good. It's just a matter of like, does it have to
I'll
be
tell
here?
you though, like if you play a record that I want and everyone is trashing that one, I don't care. It doesn't. It really
20 bucks.
doesn't affect me.
$20 for this. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
That you see, that's a good lesson. Like, don't listen to us if that's what all our videos are all about, to empower you. Like, don't, like, even if you know no one who likes that record, like if you like it, get it now.
Yeah. That's, you know, sometimes it's easier to sort of fall into the momentum of people sort of like either trashing or hyping something.
Yeah.
And it can be hard to sort of look outside of that, but I think for
Yeah,
people
actually,
who
for me,
like
it's-
love
it's-
these soul note releases, I think they would certainly gravitate to this.
Actually, for me, I'm starting to embrace the fact that to fully embrace that if a record, if everyone is hyping a record, I mean, then I move away because
So,
there's enough music around, and no one needs me for that. And if I want to listen to it, then I can go online or whatever, or I'll buy a cheap reissue from you.
yeah.
Yeah, why not, huh?
No, I think you've been good. I think I do notice that with your channel. I mean, I think there's some things that seem like I feel like you have your own sort of like algorithm in a way that navigates something, the hype, and navigates sort of the underground and the obscure.
I'll give you an example. Finis Africa.
Yeah.
It's only now that I'm starting to take it seriously. And I've made my peace. There's only one of their records I need.
There's one I'm looking for.
Well, I have none.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
Same. Maybe
Are we
we're
looking for the
one.
same, you think?
Could be. Yeah, I talked about this earlier, the Prince Lachey. Lasha, Prince Lachey. I love this label design. I mean, I'm a real sucker for a nice label.
I have a
I was
really
just-
expensive records of his.
The gold cover?
Yeah. The one with Don
That's the
Cherry.
Don Cherry.
Yeah. It's not that good, to be honest.
We talked about this at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
This one I'm only showing it though because I'm not selling it, but it's actually about 30 to 35 bucks on Discogs when I checked. And I paid 40 something for this.
Oh, come on.
My copy's very clean, but I'm just
Potato,
encouraging everyone-
potatoes.
What's that?
Potato, potatoes.
Yeah, it's negotiable.
35, 40. Like, come on.
My point is, like, it's worth it to check this one out if you don't know. It's from 75. Ken Nash, Roy McGurty, Hubert Eves, Ron Carter, and Lachey on baritone, flute, and soprano. Your favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just check this one out, folks. Anyway, what else do I have here? I also have an early repress of this live in San Francisco. Everyone's probably seen this. If anyone doesn't have it, I'll probably upgrade this, honestly. But Archie Shepp for me is somebody that is so hit or miss. He's really a hit at times and then really a miss for me.
It doesn't mean the miss are horrible. It's just that, like,
no,
when it's a hit, it's like very, very high level. So.
Maybe not enough. I'm not going to be selling this in a second too. We're convincing me otherwise. But no, this one is another $20 record. Yeah. You have Donald Garrett, Beaver Harris, Roswell Hudd, Lewis Worrell on that one. This is on these Impulse labels, you know. And again, this is one I see a lot of Archie Shepp here in town. I don't know what that's all about. So one that I hope to see again at a later time. This is recorded from '66 in San Francisco. $20 record. I'm not really even being clear about how you can buy these from me. Just email me. You can put it in the comments right now that you're interested, or I'll look for a comment from you later on. But we are actually listening to, the Jamil Moondock.
I bought an American record today.
What was
I
that?
bought an American record today that I bought on CD in the 90s.
This is stereo. Okay.
A Yola Tango record.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, what precipitated that?
I've been after that for quite some time. I want to listen to that one song on that record on vinyl.
Oh, that triple LP,
plus-
the triple LP?
Yeah, is it a triple LP? Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a compilation of like
Yeah,
singles and things. It's
Yeah.
Today is the day. I have it.
Yeah, but something like that, yeah.
I'm forgetting the name of it.
Yeah, I found it for 30 euros. So I thought, okay.
Interesting. One track from that.
Yeah.
Isn't it a 45 or a single as well, though?
No, it's only on a CD compilation, that
okay.
track. Originally.
A sort of secret John Sermon record. I don't know that one. I'm always
I
looking
have
for
it.
certain. There's a few John Sermons I'm after.
You know, the
Get into
Journal
it.
Violone was originally released under a different name on Futura, but it's the same record.
Which one is it?
Journal Violone 1 is called something else on Futura. Understand?
All right, I'm going to play a little bit of this. A little post-punk, Normal Hawaiians. What's happening? A little different vibe now. This is an English.
This one,
Bit new wave.
Bay
That one.
Bass
Yeah, of
Bar.
course.
Bass Bar is Journal Violone,
Yeah.
or was. But
That's
Journal
in my long
Violone
list. I don't
2
have that.
is not. It's quite different.
Yeah, that Bar Phillips, which is the sermon. I'm looking for that. That's in my want list. That's for sure.
Bar Phillips was my first double bass obsession.
Oh, he's excellent. I mean, I have a couple. I didn't realize he was American for the longest time.
Yeah, but he was mostly operating in Europe from the mid-60s on, I think.
So this is Normal Hawaiians. I'm
Oh,
selling this one for $45. I got this in Philly, I remember. It's on the recommended, illuminated label.
hey, Sherv.
Oh, sure, checked in. Nice. Yeah, this is a cool group. This is their second album. I have a single of theirs I really like, and this is quite good. You know, this certainly operates more in the new wave sort of territory, but this one, it's actually starting in a different way than I remember.
Fun fact about Sherv, you know that on YouTube he's called Julius Jabar, but his real name is actually Randy Shlomo.
You have to tell me about Randy Shlomo. I don't know who that is.
That's Sherv. That's his real name.
Well, you shouldn't be doing that then. You shouldn't be telling everyone his real
Oh
name.
yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, that's bad.
1983. Good cover.
Yeah,
You
it's
know this band?
I know that cover from somewhere. Is it the music playing right now?
Yeah, what I just put on. It's a $45 record from me.
Maybe I start talking shit about it and get it from you.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Maybe you get it for less even. Yeah, this is a great start to this, actually. I don't know if this is all of them or is just their buddies, but it's a big ensemble shot there.
And did you call that post-punk?
Yeah. Yeah. No?
Sounds like a straight-up hippie ceremony.
It does, yeah. Well, it's 83, right? You know, when things are sort of even getting weirder.
Yeah, it's like Oyuki Conjugate is a post-punk industrial band. Bourbonese Cork is an industrial band, post-punk. Yeah.
Just about the era and where it was coming from. Sort of who's making it.
Oh,
well,
how have you been? How have you been liking the new Discogs?
I'm not liking it. I had a big problem with Discogs this week. I don't know if anyone had this happen to them, but I hadn't ordered very much within a couple of weeks, and then on Tuesday, I ordered like 4 things, and all of the payments came back as rejected. Did anyone have this out there?
I had that too. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Today.
The thing is that the payments went through with PayPal, and I had to message the sellers, but they're like, "Hey, you please make sure, but you got the payment. Discogs thinks you didn't," and it was stuck on invoice sent. And now I just got negative feedback on one automatically because Discogs thinks I didn't pay for it. The seller verified that I did, but the system for Discogs still says invoice sent. So I got a canceled order and a negative feedback. So I have to figure out how to deal with that.
Well, I had a similar thing happen as well. A Spanish seller that I'm trying to do a deal with.
Yeah.
And he's very difficult to communicate. I'm basically trying to get his PayPal address, and I finally asked him that on the Friday last, a week ago.
Yeah.
And on the Monday, he replies something very cryptic, and because I'm trying to pay, he sends me, and the payment doesn't go through. Like, he says that the seller's region does not take PayPal or whatever, some weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then the seller tells me, "Oh, but the payment went through," and I'm like, "What?" And I see that it hasn't. And it turned out that the fucking guy hadn't put the record off Discogs, and someone had bought it off of Discogs from him. So it took him 5 days to send me his PayPal address. That record hadn't sold a single copy in like 5 years.
There's your jinx.
Yeah.
So that happened to you this week? Yeah, this was before. This was like Tuesday? It was specifically on Tuesday because I was looking at all the orders. I'm still looking at them now. There's 4 different orders that say invoice sent, but they're all paid for. I actually got one of them, and it's this record. I already got it. It came super quick. You know this one.
Oh.
It's one of the first ones I've replaced that I had the reissue of. I'm sort of working on replacing some of my reissues, you know.
I'm good now. I have everything on vinyl, first pressing of his, apart from the first Cold Wars LP, which I don't like that much. I think they just got better.
Isn't Weevil the first actual LP? I thought that was actually the first LP because it was all EPs before that, wasn't it? Let's see. Oh, that's the long and short of it. You don't like that one?
Yeah, exactly.
I have that. I like that.
It's all right, but I don't think it's as good.
The art, that's a beautiful art on that one.
Yeah. I've seen it, and I passed on it. And when you have the Hello Cruel World compilation, you have most of the B-sides of all the singles, but you don't have them all. But I'm good with that.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm a completist with them myself, but if I come across them, the one that you showed on your stream, I don't know if I was looking for that one.
Broker.
Yeah, that one I don't have that.
That one is excellent.
I'll have to check into it a little more. So again, this is Normal Hawaiians. What's going on? I am selling this record, if anyone's interested. This is becoming a very passive sale now.
Do they have other records out?
Yeah, they have one LP. This is the second LP. They have one before this. And a bunch of singles. Maybe one compilation, which I do have. Yeah, they had a tape. Actually, this is technically the third album. The first album was a tape. And that was it. 3 albums in the 80s. And actually, they came back as a band in 2013. And they even had a new record this year, apparently.
What's their name again?
Normal Hawaiians. Instead of an A for normal, it's I.
Normal. What?
Yeah, I'll put it. Normal.
Oh, they go a little bit U2 now.
Oh. Let's go back to. There we go. Anyway, here's one I'm selling. This one I know. This one I could go either way on, but I was gonna sell it. You know this one?
Yeah.
It's good. It's definitely a German industrial.
Post-punk industrial.
Yeah. Inland. It's cheap.
Yeah.
This is an original. It's cheap. It's on
Dossier?
Warning.
Okay.
Does have an insert actually. There's a resident's eyeball in there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this Normal Hawaii? It's good, right? But maybe
It's all right.
It's interesting. It's a curio.
It's just, if it had been an English band, it would probably have been better. But
No, they are English.
I know. I just no, because that's exactly like yesterday. I played an album from this band, Metamorphosis, 82. Also very similar, like industrial, post-punk, ritual.
Yeah, I don't know. Something was going on with Discogs this week. Like I said, I got probably gonna get another negative, and some of these sellers, unfortunately, are not responding too quick. So I'll have to get that removed somehow. Or I'm gonna pull this record. Well, that sounds good now. So for anyone who missed it, I previously. I'll just run through
You know, funny thing happened yesterday during the stream.
Yeah.
I played the record from 2019 that I really, really love. And my cover is tiny, has some creases. And I went to check on Discogs, and there were like 11 copies starting from like $5. And I thought, I'm buying the cheapest VG plus 100% positive feedback.
Yeah.
Just like that, and 5 minutes later, every single copy of the record was sold.
Yeah, you have a knack of doing that. Which one was that? See, I'm actually was watching your stream from last week this morning because I was away. I'm behind on your streams. Yeah, this is everything I played today, earlier. Records I'm selling. The Ball Mat record by Panoram.
Yeah, that's a fun record.
It's nice. This one I'll probably keep a copy of, I think. Some of these I decide later. This one I messaged you about.
Yep.
Very interesting. History of Unheard music. These are all records I'm selling. I'll put prices down again in the description. I got a couple of these left.
I'm still waiting to listen to the whole thing. I'm not yet completely sold on it. What do you think?
I mean, I didn't actually keep a copy of Children of the Forest. I sold the copies I had of that, which I can get it. I think it's out there. If you like that, I don't see.
Oh, I think Children of the Forest is amazing. This one, I've heard 2 tracks from 2 sides, and I'm not yet sold. It's good, but it's also, it feels. But yeah, you know, Bandcamp, they haven't revealed all the tracks yet, so I'm waiting for that.
We played a good piece of the first side, and then a little bit of, I think, the second side, where there's a little bit more variance, a little bit more of a bass feature. But I think it appeals. It's in the black editions. I mean, I guess there's going to be a bunch of Milford Graves related things coming out.
Yeah, that's my thinking. That's why I'm like thinking, let's kind of take my time with them and choose the ones that are really, really for me.
And I will say they pressed a lot of them. Like this, it's available. So
yeah, they did. I think they did maybe 600 or 800 of these.
Probably
maybe
couldn't
more.
have been much more. But they're like, my distributor still has copies and everything. So yeah, we'll see. Like Children of the Forest, you can still get.
I mean, you know what? It's. I'm pretty sure that the whole recording is totally worth at least listening to one time fully in your life. That's an experience.
Yeah. It's definitely. We definitely had some people's mind being blown a little bit. It seemed like on the stream when I played it.
It is 2 nights, right? And I think the tracks are not put in the chronological order.
It's 1991, by the way, and I don't think some people might be a little scared off by being in the 90s, but to me, it feels like it could have come out at any time.
What does that?
Yeah.
How does that matter? Anything?
It doesn't for that music. I also offered this Atlantic Mavericks. This might be of interest to you, Stunty, but not something you'd probably be interested in. But just because it's a compilation of Portuguese experimental music.
All right.
From 82 to 93. So of course you do have Select 2. And who's the other one I was recommending? Louis Chilia. But it's a double LP. It's a nice compilation, a good way to sort of get immersed in the music of in that period.
Is it stuff that was released on cassette mostly?
We were talking about that earlier. I didn't get the chance to cross-reference everything.
All right.
So I don't know if this is like. That's a great question because maybe this is a way to get some of this stuff on vinyl for the first time. I'm not totally sure. It's probably meant as more of a primer for that era, you know. This was cool, sort of a ambient, melodica infused dub album by the Blisks.
I don't know that.
Yeah, this is on Efficient Space, Australian.
Okay. Ambient dub.
Yeah, this I know Sheriff was into this record. I have a couple copies of this left. This we also talked about.
Yeah, I didn't see John. That's right. Yeah.
Cavern Sonor.
They've been issuing a lot of his work lately.
This is she's really nice too. This is more piano based music. Soft Focus Volume 2, Wednesday Knudsen. And I have Dirty 3. I love the new Dirty 3. How do you feel about Dirty 3?
I don't care about them. Don't hate them. I don't mind them. It's just a little bit too country
It's too
for me.
cathartic for you. Too much catharsis.
No, too much country music.
Country,
Yeah.
really? Where do you get country from? The
Yeah,
Dirty
but
Pretty?
there's a sort of like Americana side to their music, or there was.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
So that was Normal Hawaiians. I got another one here. We'll play a little bit of this. Where did I put it? Pyrolator.
I'll say that the cover on that one is pretty wild though.
The Normal Hawaiians.
No, the Dirty Free new album.
Oh yeah, it's embossed actually. It's nice. So here we go. This one is straight German industrial the way I remember it.
What do you think of the Dirty Free?
I don't have everything, but I have 3 or 4 records. I quite like them for sure.
And they got like 30 records, right?
Not that many, but maybe 10. Here's what we have here. I'm selling this one too. I think this is also $20. It's cheap, $20. This is from I think this is around the same year as the last one.
I must
no,
say
this
that
is
like
80,
the
1980.
title of your video, Dom, is very misleading.
Oh, that's good. Tell me about that.
Well, talking and buying new records released, like it doesn't
Yeah.
say anything that you're actually selling anything.
Well, I like to keep it a mystery.
That's good.
Hey, I'm open to suggestion. I'm always open to suggestion. If I'm doing something that needs to be edited, sometimes you get in your own head about the way something should be, and you think maybe missing an obvious detail might help.
Yeah, because I thought like, okay, when I saw you showing me records and I saw the title, okay, I'm not gonna derail any sale there, and then, like,
The sales are nice if people are interested. It's a good way for me to I get what we were talking about, build up some credit for Den Bosch.
blood brother, huh?
Yeah. So who's the name of this? Kurt Daike. This is from 1980. It's a Dusseldorf album for our friend in Dusseldorf.
He's got a bunch of records, Pyrolator.
Does he? I've not looked into anything other than this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And for some reason, you find them.
Yeah.
I see them regularly. He has a bunch of EPs, and then so because he had a bunch of stuff in the like
Yeah, you're
that
right.
one you're showing. I think is probably his first one.
It is, yeah. He does have a bunch.
But then he got like a Bureau B, I think, kind of.
He had an album with Konrad Schnitzler later.
Yeah, who hasn't?
And then he was on this label called Atatak.
You know, he did an album with Sonny Sharrock's wife, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Which was... no, Linda Sharrock.
Linda Sharrock, yeah.
Yeah.
The poetess, right?
Anyway, here it is for offer. And then I also had this Red Mitchell. This is probably not something I play a ton of on contemporary. Red Mitchell. I'm selling this record. It's a cat cover, who doesn't like a nice cat cover? So who else is out there? Yeah, that's kind of going to do it. I think I'm going to leave it there and let people sort of discover this stream and check in and with me if they're interested in any of this stuff. So, what's on your agenda, Stunty?
Maybe go have a Sonor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on a strange rabbit hole of a label. I'm currently. It's a label I've been buying records from since the mid '90s when they were active. They're still kind of active, and there's so many records, and I've thought like, okay, I'm gonna go and listen to everything I can from them because no one is really digging that area, and I know these records they couldn't have made more than 500 copies of these.
Right.
So
Okay, I guess we'll hear more
it's the
about
right
that.
time to get them for $5, $10. So
From the 90s, you said, huh?
19s and 2000s.
Show a bunch of others.
German.
German label.
Yeah.
I have a whole bunch of other stuff that's new that I've been into that stuff I'm not
Oh,
selling.
show me.
I like this Ghosted 2. Orman Barchi. Who was it? Johann Barthling and Andreas Berlin. It was the second in that series. This was great. I've talked about this on a bunch of streams. I've been playing this again. The Clearing.
Oh, this is
Amelia
absolutely
Cuny.
stunning. The first track on this is
Yeah, this was a hit when not a hit, but people definitely gravitated to this. I know I got to get a copy of this for Sean. Werner Duran and Uli Holman.
and all they have a bunch of records together, but this one is really above the crop.
This is Black Truffle, not Black Sweat,
Yeah.
I believe.
It's a cheap record.
I still think this is one of the releases of the year, if not more so. I absolutely love it. I have another copy of this if anyone's interested, by the way. He's a good rock band, Being Dead. When Horses Would Run. What do you think about this one? I'm going to talk about this record in a video, and I know Jazz Bums did a review, which I was actually surprised to see. But I still am not convinced on this record. Beings.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
You didn't care for it. So this was given to me as VCLT, but I was like, I had a copy on hold at the record store because I was still deciding how I felt about it. And I don't know.
Musicians again?
Well, you have Zoamba, Steve Gunn, Shazad, Ismail, and Jim White, who's on like everything of the Dirty Three. Yeah. I'm still deciding. I think it's a little bit like Oil and Water. I don't know that it all works together.
Yeah, that's a good. That might be a good explanation.
It's like conceptually, it's a cool idea, but maybe it doesn't actually come together. Oh, cool. Thanks, John. I'll check it. I'll look out for that. Yeah, I will eventually get a copy of that, Sean, from my distributor. I'm pretty sure they'll have one for me at some point.
Come on, sell him your copy.
Well, I've done that plenty of times, but like the thing is, Sean, I really love that record. I'm just like, I just want to make sure. I will find one for you, though. Or you may be able to find one yourself. If you find one, just let me know. Yeah, so I'm still deciding on this. I didn't see the Jazz Bums review of it yet. I'm assuming they liked it, but interesting. Here's one I may sell this. It was cool. It was an interesting idea, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. This Jeremiah Chu. Did you see this?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. He apparently goes into like a vintage synth shop in LA and basically...
In the Synth Museum.
Synth Museum, right. And makes a record.
Like the story is that he had like an appointment there.
Yes,
and the guy turned up late and he had already kind of recorded the whole album when the guy arrived or something.
It says improvised and recorded direct to Tascam without use of MIDI at the Vintage Synth Museum, Los Angeles, June 29th and July 1st, 2023. Cool idea. I have to listen to it again. This band I've talked about on these...
What did you think of, did you get the Ariel Kalma one on the International Anthem?
Yeah, I think Fred and I talked about that. It was also a little bit...
I know, for me, it's like one of the absolute best records they've ever put out.
Really? I have it. I have to revisit. Speaking of which, I think this is the third record I've reacquired from my reissues.
Oh, yeah. Is it the original now?
Yeah. This band I've talked... What's that?
Like, it's kind of for the collection, that one, though.
It's cool, though. I mean, to me...
It's cool, yeah.
It also reminded me that I have his box set. I only have the first box set. I really need to revisit the Kalma box set.
Oh, if you struggle to find them, I have a spare of Volume 2, I think.
So, okay, I didn't get that one yet, because I was like, I still need to sort of, like, dive into the
first one. It's too... Honestly, they shouldn't do it that way. They should do double LPs after double LPs, but they did it that way. And these box sets are... In the future, they're gonna be
I was
Big.
blown away by the quality of the material
Yeah.
on the first one. I was like, it was so much to take in. So I just, you know, that happens with box sets. You put them aside.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not gonna get the second one yet, and I have a feeling I can still get it. So maybe. But I need to get that's Interfrequence. I need to get whatchamacallit, the split, the double LP. I'm forgetting the name of that. Also.
Osmose.
Osmos, yes.
Hmm.
I sold that reissue. This band, I really like Winged Wheel. I really love this band. I know that Alan in Toronto really got into these. They call it like there are a bunch of dudes from different bands, but it's on the 12XU label. It's kind of a bit of a krautrock, sort of space rock kind of feeling, but maybe kind of coming from an indie perspective. I've been really enjoying both of those. This band
Perspective.
sounds good, doesn't it? So my new obsession is this band out of Baltimore called Horse Lords, and I saw them at the festival I went to a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw the video on Instagram, I think, or something.
So I've known about this band.
Oh no, it
Never
wasn't your
heard of-
video. It was the opening of your recent video. Yeah, yeah. I remember.
Correct. Yep. That was the Wilco Festival, the Wilco curated Solid Sound Festival that was in Massachusetts. So I've been tracking these records down. They're all pretty cheap, and this band is absolutely worth everyone's time at least listening to and checking them out. They somehow merge like a liquid or even like a battle sound, but with like a West African rhythm. And these are like Baltimore, like white dudes. I don't know how they quite figured that out, but they're fantastic. And live, I was like, it smoked me. So I've been finding these records. They're on Revenge International and Northern Spy, and then there's this one, which is the live record, which I really wanted because it was basically a representation of what I saw. And these are all pretty gettable. Their first album is out of print, but they've been around for at least 10 years already. And I absolutely think this band, more people should be discussing them. They float in, they merge the avant-garde, rhythmic, like I said, African, and then they also have all these little experiments that they do little loops that enter in between songs and things. So I've been listening to these records, and I'm looking for other ones. But they're cheap. I don't think anyone's really paying attention for whatever reason, so that's what I'll say.
And you think that they're all worth getting?
Well, I haven't listened to everyone yet. I listened to the ones I liked, and I got those. But I don't want to do that thing where I just like get everything without really knowing them. I'd like to like digest these and then see where I'm at, you know. I would recommend that live one I showed because it live was so really grabbed me live, and I would say that that's a good place to start. And that's the most recent release, actually.
So I see that they used to basically it's Thief Mountain.
Who is it?
Three of them of the four are in Thief Mountain, and I got an album from them on Not Fun. That was okay.
Thief Mountain, that's a good that's it. When I first looked them up, I saw that. I don't think I've actually heard that band though.
It's psych rock, indie psych rock.
Okay, because this is not that. It's different.
No.
Right.
This is more minimal, apparently.
I'm liking the looks of the Teeth Mountain records anyway. Not Fun's a pretty good label.
Hit and miss, but like trying. It's LA Vampire, right?
Yeah. I like that you said they're trying. That's funny. They had that album that I liked for a while, but I sold it, called We Like Cats. Did you ever see that?
I have it. I love it. It's Honey Owens.
Wait, did we talk about that? Maybe
I don't know. It's like a dub record, like a lo-fi dub record.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so cheap. Here we are.
I think Honey gave it to me, actually, to be honest.
Oh, Honey Owens did? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
you can get a copy of that for $4 right now.
Yeah, I booked her in Paris with her Miracles Club band twice. She stayed at my place.
Miracle? Wait, what's the name of that one?
Miracles Club.
I don't think I know that one. I mean, of course I know the Valet and
it's her doing like Chicago House, but it's not really Chicago House.
I also been listening to this, although I cannot remember what this sounded like. Stephen R. Smith Spring. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And the Jim White again. This you should check out Jim White. This solo record. This is all percussion. And I found quite diverse and quite interesting. It's on Drag City, so you know, greatest label.
Nope. Cranky.
Also great. Also very great. All right. I think I'm gonna say goodbye. My kids are they've had their time. We have to go do some biking. Thanks for jumping on here, Stunty.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Definitely. Hope to be. We should talk about some of those other issues.
Issues? You mean WFMU?
Topics.
Yeah. Better be topics.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'll put all this info. I'll put pricing on all this stuff if anyone's interested after the fact. Yeah, hope someone found something they liked. Even if you end up just getting it on your own, you should. That's it. See ya.